Right, triple darkness. I have a beast. That's good. Actually, I have a beast and an elemental and a decoy. I might actually have a chance here. Um, yeah, this is a pretty tough team. I think my best bet is start with a piglet. Go for the big dam, arcane dash, and take weak damage from darkness, and then no stun, but it's still big damage. I probably should save this guy for later. He has weak damage here, but that arcane dash might come in clutch later. Plus he takes weak damage from darkness, so let's bring in Aquapo. He should miss that Nocturnal Strike. He totally lands it. Great, awesome, cool. Well, that sucks. Guess we'll go for a Rain Dance. I'll go for Thunderbolt. Sure. Got the speed Frostboar. So we can outspeed these guys once their racials are gone. And then this guy should die. Super unlucky he landed that Nocturnal Strike 40%, but maybe I can still make something happen. I still have Decoy and strong damage here. Let's sacrifice Aquapo. And then he's going to go for Nocturnal Strike, so let's bring in the Piglet. If I miss this, it's just game over. And I just have no words. Because he landed the 40%. Okay, good job, Piglet. No stun, but he does die to a pig out, so let's go for the small heal. And then I think the move here is sacrifice the Piglet and then 1v1 with the Mechanical Frostboar. I should be favored to win, I think, because he has no decoy breaker. Oh, he crit me. Alright, well, he's probably going to send that darkness anyways. I'm going to go for some missiles for a second. Kind of ideally want to use decoy whenever that Nocturnal Strike is coming back. But if I miss here, I just have to use it and hope that it's... Okay, yeah, I should be okay. Just because I'm faster now. Could go for pig out, but I think it's better to just go for damage. It's weak damage, and it's nerfed by 50%. The heal is, that is. Let's go for a missile. If he low rolls, I still have my mechanical racial. As long as I don't miss, I should be in the clear. Oh, he high rolled. Well. I'm gonna go for decoy, because otherwise I'm dead. I just need a high roll or not to miss. Okay, we got a low roll. If he gets a low roll, I could still win if I miss. I just need to really not miss. Alright, a little bit stressful. So triple darkness. I have a team just for this guy. So in case he decides to queue up again, let's look up a darkness, triple darkness. Triple darkness. There we go, boom. This should be pretty much a guaranteed win versus a team like that. Even if he lands the Nocturnal Strike. Because the Living Sandling's a stronger elemental than Aquapo. Can change his weather, hit him hard. Alpine Foxling isn't fantastic. Well, he's actually pretty good because he will outspeed those power birds, even with their flying racial. Once Dazzling dances up, and then yeah, decoy's a big problem for his team. So I'll just play this team. I was trying to play fun teams because I played one game and I got like this random family brawler. But it looks like the fun has come to an end. That's fine. I got good, strong teams I can try out. If there's going to be S-tier teams. I really want to try out some teams with the Fouling Buzzer. I haven't gotten an SS yet, but the PS is really good. And if I'm fighting teams like that, I think it's fair for me to play Anomalous. But I'll play this team in case I get that same Darkness player. We could look up my fouling team, see what looks promising versus that kind of player. Okay, so yeah, the one with the MPD, I think I would win this the majority of the time. Rose type in, at least to take weak damage from Darkness, but nah, not sure about that. Jingles is probably better since I have Gift. I think the MPD is just the best. Did he bug my Q? I don't think so. He tried to, though. I think. How about this team? I played this team, but I got like that family brawler, so it's not really like I didn't make the team for synergy as much as I just put 3 pets together that are super expensive and hard to obtain. I have the wrong breed of the fouling, but he happens to do fairly okay with the knockoff Blingtron. And then yeah, SS Nightshade Sproutling is, well, any breed is expensive and the SS is especially hard to get, so this whole team would probably cost like 10,000 gold to put together. But I farmed out the fouling buzzer. I'm still here on all my alts to like try to get an SS to drop, but it might be a while before that happens. Situationally, the PS is better. But I think versus real teams, SS is going to be what I'll want to settle on. Okay, so we got a Power Bounce, Blazehound, Anomalous. This should be a pretty decent matchup for me. I think I will start with the Living Sandling, no matter who he brings in, especially, yeah, since I suspected it would be Anomalous. So if he goes for Toxic Fumes, I can change his weather. He might have Void Nova. I'm going to press Sandstorm. If he changes my weather, well played. I still think I can win. Yeah, he has Void Nova. I was suspecting he had Void Nova, but it's still weird that he didn't use Void Nova first. Usually you want to use your second slot ability first so that it has a chance to come off cooldown in time to, you know, use it again. Okay, so 2 punches will kill him. Let's go for those. Although I could swap to my MPD maybe. That could be... I probably should have done that. Oh well. Mistakes were made. I should have done that because my MPD is going to be bad versus the 2 elementals. And he takes weak damage from Anomalous. I think I'll still be fine because my team is stronger than his, but nah. If I lose, I think it will probably come down to that unfortunate misplay. Don't have cooldowns here, so I want to swap to probably the MPD. I'm actually just not sure. I feel like the MPD is worse versus the Blazehound, so I may as well bring him in now. And then I think Fire Shield does break my decoy, so I have to be careful about that. If he goes for one of these two, decoy will break it, and he has Fire Shield up anyway, so let's go ahead decoy. Ah, he's too smart. He went for Emulate. I'm not going to attack him while he has Fire Shield up. Could bring in the Living Sandling. I'll bring the Alpine Foxling. I can use Crouch while he has that Fire Shield up. And he does have Volcano, as it turns out. So that could cause me some trouble. Dazzling Dance probably doesn't matter. I don't know how fast my Living Sandling will be with it, but I think going for damage is more important than Dazzling Dance, at least right now. I'm really regretting not swapping into the MPD versus Anomalous to take weak damage from Corrosion. My Living Sandling took a lot of unnecessary damage because of that. If he stuns me with Volcano, I think I will lose. But maybe I'm overestimating his team. He does have the wrong breed Blazehound, but I have no idea what he's running here. I would assume he's running Magma Trap, but since he has the power balance, maybe he's running puppies. Probably goes for the fire shield. He did. Okay. So how fast is this guy with Dazzling Dance? 227. I'm just going to go for damage. Sacrifice the Foxling, take out the Amalgam. And I won't worry about Dazzling Dance. I can still outspeed him with Quicksand. Let's bring in the MPD. Oh, I don't have Decoy. That was a misplay. Alright, let's go for Thunderbolt. Okay, so he does have puppies. Maybe I go for Sandstorm, just to block the damage. It seems like a decent option. Because he's probably going to swap me here. Yeah, let's just block the last round of puppies with Sandstorm. And he doesn't have the swap, I guess? I'm not sure why he didn't use one of these two abilities. If he had a better pet here, this team actually could have beat me because I misplayed. Okay, yeah, he has that, but I should be fine. He doesn't have a decoy breaker anymore. Cut it a little close, but yeah, it just boiled down to I played badly. Go for decoy just to play it extra safe, and then Sandstorm's gone. So not the kind of team I was trying to fight with this team, but it worked out. Maybe the triple darkness guy quit after we shut him down with the thaumaturgical piglet. So let me try like a more on the fun side team. Because that last team wasn't very... I mean, he had Anomalous, but his other two pets were not very... insanely OP. So, Mechanical Scorpid versus Double Elementals, I don't know about that. I do have aquatic damage. Is there anything I can do about Anomalous? Which one of these two teams would do better versus Anomalous? I'm feeling like this team would do ever so slightly better. Yeah, I think this team will do ever so slightly better versus that last guy. If I get the triple darkness guy, this team is just completely fucked. But I feel like I sat in queue for a solid minute trying to get him with this team. If I get him, it is what it is. I'll just probably play a different team because I don't see a possibility of me beating him with this team. Alright, yeah, so this is the kind of matchup I was looking for. He's going to start with Anomalous. I can either start with the Scorpid or with Gurgle. I kind of like the idea of starting with the Scorpid, because if he plays like he did last time, then I can Blinding Poison, the Poison Protocol, and then fight him with Gurgle. And if he stays in, I don't have the weak damage, so I think I can kill him in 4 turns? I sure hope so. If I can't kill him in 4 turns, that is very awkward. Maybe I go for Black Claw. I don't think this guy will swap. Nah, I'm just going to play it safe and bring in Gurgle. Because if I go for Black Claw, and then he's not stupid, then he'll just swap out and save Anomalous for later. So let's go for a Blackout Kick. And then start attacking Anomalous. Okay, so he is swapping here. And... Oh, he has, I just realized he swapped to an actual trap pet, so surely he's running Magma Trap. And I can't really do anything about it. Do I just stay in until the trap goes off? Let's attack him. Let's see what he does. Maybe he has Conflagrate. No, he has Magma Wave. Okay. Well, it's a very good thing that I didn't go for the turret team. Okay. I have no idea why he hasn't pressed his Magma Trap, but it is very good for us. I think what I'll do here is Lucky Dance. Swap to Snarly. And as slow as Snarly is, Ragnaros is even slower. So we're guaranteed to kill him if he stays in here. And thank goodness he never went for that trap, or I'd be in a much worse position. Okay, so we got 3 pets and he has 2. One of them is anomalous, but can bleed him up, so if he tries to swap out like he did earlier, that won't be a good idea for him. Let's go for the bleed. We have a crit buff. I don't want to let that go to waste. And then I kind of want to save Snarly for the Amalgam. That is a good matchup. So I guess I bring in the Scorpid, huh? When did I? That makes sense to me. Yeah, this is good. I have a bleed on him if he stays in here. I take weak damage from corrosion, and he has a black claw on him. So let's send the black claw, and now that anomalous will die. Actually, does Barb Stinger kill him? It sure does. He's got black claw on him. 362. That's not half bad. If he goes for a volcano, we can blind it, although I suspect he will go for the fire shield. I'll send the blind anyways, because it gives me a sort of free swap into maybe Gurgle or something. Alright. So do I go to Gurgle for the Lucky Dance or just swap to Snarly? Let's just bring in Snarly. That volcano can't go off for a turn, and we take half damage from Immolate. Uh-oh. 207. If he wins the speed tie and crits me, this could be bad news bears. We win this. We win the coin flip. Coin flip. That was fortunate. All right. Gurgle should be, well, either one's fine. We'll just stun him because I don't want to take that reflect damage. That worked out great. Although I think if he just pressed Magma Trap ever, we would have lost. So I think what's more important than having aquatic damage is just like playing a critter of some sort. Not sure which critter that would probably be. Are there any critters that are like decent versus anomalous? Can't think of any off the top of my head. But maybe I have a team with a critter. Okay, so the Damp Scrat is faster than anomalous. That's good. I do like the Damp Scrat a lot. But he has Magma Wave, so I can't use a Clone Dance team versus him. Or, I mean, I could, but it'd be dumb. Let me think for a sec. I think I'm worrying too much about the trap. I just need to realize that the enemy is not really Ragnaros. Like, he's scary. At the end of the day, the trap might win in the game. What I need to focus on is Anomalous. So I'm just going to play, I think, I'll look for a Blazehound team first. See if I can see one that looks promising versus 2 Elemental. Okay, so I have aquatic damage here, but Dibbler's going to have a lot of trouble versus these elementals. Petal. He's not great and he's not bad. Arthas isn't in kind of the same situation. I'm feeling like this is not a great option. If I get the rematch. Ideally I get somebody else, but if I get him, I would like to have a better matchup than I did last time. Did I play this team? I played it once. Was it in the last video? Oh, it was. It was the first game. Maybe I play it again. I mean, it's a good team. I have Minefield, though. Minefield versus double elementals is not great. It's weak damage. And he can sweep it, too, with Ragnaros. I feel like this team is just stronger than his team, so even though it's not like I have a counter, per se, in that I have no critter and I have no aquatic damage, I will probably just win because my pets are, like, all S tier and his pets are... Well, these two are S tier. This one is just low A. Borderline B tier. How would it play out? He would start with Anomalous. I'd start with a Blazehound. I'd swap him out. I'd throw down a Magma Trap. He would throw down a Magma Trap, and then we would both be at the mercy of when does the trap go off. So far, this is the team I'm seeing that I'm the most excited to play. If I get the triple darkness, this team would be a pretty good matchup. I have a faster flyer than him with magic damage. I have gift as magic damage. Beast takes weak damage. Elemental. I am due for a Nocturnal Strike to miss my elemental because he landed a 40% last time. I think I'm just going to play this team. Even though I don't think it's going to be fantastic versus this guy, I think it's a strong enough team that it will probably just win the majority of the time. Okay, and we got... Never seen this guy before. Interesting names. So he has the SS Death Adder. But I have 2 pets that are faster than him. So I think what I probably want to do is start with the Fouling Buzzer, in case he brings in the Death Adder. Oh, he started with the last pet I expected. So if I bring in this pet, it will be the Death Adder. I guess I don't really want to take a Poison Fang, but what if he decides to try to blind me? Let's go for a Great Sting and see what he does. I'm assuming it's probably Bone Storm. This guy could have Bone Prison with his team. He might be going for like Wild Magic with Poison Fang, Poison Puncture Wound, and then Bone Prison. That, I mean, it would be more likely that he's running Bone Storm, but let's go for the Wing Buffet. Now that my dots are ticking, it is very much to my advantage to interrupt whatever he was about to go for. And then I don't really want the Foul Wing versus the Flyer. Maybe I stay in. But I feel like the right move here is bringing Jingles. Okay, well, I should have went for the attack as it turns out. Now that his blind's on cooldown, I kind of want to bring the Blazehound a little bit. Because I can't hit him anyways. Sure. Okay, he wasted Puncture Wound. He should have went for the Poison Fang. I mean, yeah, Puncture Wound comes off cooldown faster, but it's just better to get that dot rolling. So we can go for a Magma Trap. There's nothing he can do to punish it or counter it. Now that he has no blind. Okay. So if we swap him, it will bring in Chi-Chi, or Chi-Chi. He's probably going to go for a heal. Let's go ahead and swap him out. I'm still not really sure what he's going for with this team. It could just be 3 pets that he likes. Or maybe it's like a reference to something. I don't really watch whatever he's referencing here. Dragon Ball Z, I guess. Okay, so he went for a random ethereal. I guess he was hoping the magma trap would go off. Oh yeah, he could have gotten a speed buff if it went off right there, but it still would have hit him. Alright, do you have wild magic? That's what I'm predicting. Yeah, he sure does. So maybe he has bone prison and he's just trying to lock me in place with wild magic. I'm gonna stay in on Blazehound because nice timing trap. Alright, we can get down another trap if he doesn't have the Death Adder out. Uh-oh, we got a high roll. I guess, you know, could be worse. So we'll probably bring in the Death Adder. I should be... Yeah, I should be doing great. Let's go for another magma trap. Get his trap 0p. Nope, he has bone storm. It's just kind of a random team. He doesn't really have any coverage or synergy or it's just kind of like old school, like Mr. Pandaria pets. Let's go for retrieve because he's probably about to heal and I'm faster and I have wild magic, so he might blind me and I don't want him to blind me and then trigger the trap, so I think I'll just bring in my Fouling Buzzer because I take weak damage from his attacks. Actually, maybe I should have brought in Jingle so that I could swap into the Fouling Buzzer to take weak damage. Yeah, that was minor misplay. I'm just so far ahead, it doesn't really matter. But since he likes to go for that puncture wound, I will swap. Even though I'm taking weak damage from it, I'd rather not take double damage. Yeah, he's a little bit predictable. Okay, we can go for a booby trap presence, and I'm curious, did they ever fix this fucking bug with Minefield and the undead racial? Because we're about to test it. Got my beast racial, so let's send the gift. He might be clever and swap here, but even if he does, I'm too far ahead to lose. I got my beast racial, so I'm pretty sure it's more than 341 damage. It sure was. Alright, so trap hasn't gone off, Minefield will, and I have a beast racial, so it triggers his undead racial. The game should be over after this turn. If the bug is still out there, then he gets an extra turn. Yeah, see the bug? Yeah, that's the bug right there. So the trap saved me, so he's still stunned for his extra turn, but you see he got 2 rounds of an undead racial instead of 1. Yeah, that bug's been in the game for like 10 years and they still haven't fixed it. I'm pretty sure there's like a similar bug with like sticky grenade and there's another ability like that. Maybe it's bombing run, or maybe it's one of them and not the other. But yeah, if you like die to, I think it's sticky grenade or bombing run, or maybe it's both, and you're an undead pet, then you get an extra undead round instead of just the one that you should be entitled to. Or maybe they fixed that and they just never fixed the minefield bug. But yeah, that's a bug you don't see very often because it has to die to minefield and be an undead pet. But yeah, how are we doing? Is that 4-0? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll go for one more and then call it. Do I have any more fun teams? Because that's kind of a fun team I fought. I mean, the Death Adder is really strong. The other two are pretty mid-tier pets. I was looking at another one of these teams. Okay, so we have the Turret team. The Turret team would do well versus the Death Adder because it's strong damage, but all of my pets are slower than him, so... Did we ever find out what Chi-Chi had for his basic attack? I don't think we did. If he has Alpha Strike, Snarly's gonna be a bad option. Although, Snarly's decent versus the undead. This team is just not that good. Maybe I'll just try it. I just feel like versus what I am queuing into, this team is honestly, I should probably put it in super fun teams because none of these pets are all that good. Maybe I'll just pick a different team. How about this team? We could play with the following buzzer again. I like this team better. We'll play it. I'm just excited to try out my new pet. He's one of those pets though where it's like I feel like he's kind of like the Gorm Root Stinger. If you pair him with Anomalous, he's like almost unbeatably overpowered. And if you don't, he seems slightly above average, but really nothing all that special. Great Sting is just it's just balanced in a manner where when you give it one extra round, it's like a fucking 50% damage buff. So yeah, Toxic Fumes with yeah, I'm glad I picked this team instead of that one because that other team would not even have a chance. This team still probably will not do great, but I'll see what I can do. Let's start with the Nightshade Sproutling. I kind of like this player. He was very well-mannered last time I fought him, and he could have tried to force a draw with a crit and a high roll, and he bowed out to give me the win. But his team is pretty strong. Let's go for the Blinding Poison. Hopefully he sends like a... Okay, so he went for the Toxic Fumes. That can help my Great Sting a lot. So I think what I will do is I won't try to attack him. I probably just want to bring in my Fouling Buzzer. Swap him out and then AoE him on the back line. Yeah, especially because he has that hard-hitting Ooze Touch. I'm actually really debating swapping over whenever I play Anomalous to Ooze Touch. I feel like it can situationally win you games. Okay, so now, does he predict and juke? Nope, no juke. So this guy doesn't juke, but he plays pretty well. And he has good sportsmanship. But yeah, this team is very... this combo is very deadly. And then Graves is just a solid cleanup pet. But I can take advantage of his weather a little bit. I think what I want to do here is probably stay in and attack. I think swapping will not work out for me. If he swaps in Anomalous, he just loses, but I think he's smart enough to go for damage and not try to swap. We're basically just trading here, which is... I think both of us are playing correctly. And see, this is where having the SS would just be better. Is if I had the SS, I could swap out Anomalous, kill him. And yeah, I'm just... This is yeah, a perfect example of... Versus a good team, the PS is just not as good. I'll go for the Great Sting in case he goes for... Oh, he went for Poison Protocol. I don't know about that one. That might have been a serious blunder. I think he should have probably went for the kill. So yeah, we obviously bring in the Nightshade since he's faster. Can kill him here. I have Scaly basically just to soak half of that Grave Destruction damage. This would be such an easier matchup if I just had the SS, because I could have killed him there and then gotten some free damage into Graves before I die rather than losing my Fouling Buzzer there. So, yeah, we go for the Blinding Poison, surely. That cannot possibly be... I can't possibly do anything else. And then he's going to go for a heal, but I can nerf it in half. So let's go for the Cold Darkness. He might be able to force a tie here. Oh, we got a lucky crit. Yeah, if it wasn't for that crit, I don't know if I could have won. His heal would have been cut in half, but he still had another heal later on. I might have been fine. But yeah, you see, he leaves once he hits his undead racial, which is... I respect that. That's nice of him. In that case, it didn't really matter. He probably was going to lose because I still have 2 pets, right? But if, say, I had 1 pet left, Once he hits his undead racial, he bows out. Tough team though, but if I wanted to counter it, I just play like this team. Any pet with Sandstorm sort of single-handedly shuts down this team because it's so much AoE. But yeah, that matchup would have been much cleaner if I could have gotten an SS. There's so many strong pets that the SS of the Foul Wing is really just going to give you a much better matchup. The main one I could think of is Twilight, because if I queue into Twilight, which I queue into a lot of in my bracket for some reason, it's a speed tie, which is no fun. I don't like coin flips. If I queue into Karaji Guardlings, the 329 is going to be faster than him. Anomalous is 297, so he's faster than me. And that was, yeah, a very good example of that game was much closer than it probably should have been. Well, first of all, I have the wrong breed, but second of all, he maybe could have won that if he predicted the wing buffet. I haven't seen this player juke yet, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is a mind game. He might swap, and then I go for Great Sting, and then he just played himself and passed his turn. And not only that, but he has an AoE dot on him, that's why the Foul Wing Buzzer is, I think, very potentially a top 10 pet. It's kind of like the Imp, but even scarier because you have a flying racial. So if they try to juke you and you don't wing buff it, they just wasted a turn, and you probably used Great Sting on the turn, so they passed while you were AoEing them. And now they have an AoE dot on the back line. So I didn't get to try out like what I wanted to with this team because of the team I was fighting against. Oh, it counted as a loss. That was a win. Yeah, they need to fix that. Whoever makes this add-on. Great add-on, but the win-loss counter does not work accurately whenever the enemy forfeits for some reason. But yeah, the idea I wanted to try, as you can guess by the name of the team, is combining Toxic Bite with Great Sting. And Scaly just was not going to do me any favors versus that particular team, so I didn't get to try it out. But I guess the idea would be go for Rip, Toxic Bite, Fade, swing, swap. Fade will bring in the Foul Wing Buzzer, who can Great Sting. Probably I would Fade and then Wing buff it, and so now they have Toxic Bite, Rip, ticking on the back line, which I can add a Great Sting to. So I want to see just how good that combo is, because that seems like them being on the back line with Great Sting, Rip, and Toxic Bite, especially if they don't have like Sandstorm or something, that could be a lot of damage. And then I just have the Nightshade Sproutling as like a my ringer. He totally carries versus like Anomalous and most Sandstorm pets. Not great versus the Karaji, but I just queue into more idols than Karajis for whatever reason in my bracket. He's great versus Twilight. Really, really strong pet. I just have him here so that I can deal with Mechanical Pandaren Dragonlings and have a fighting chance if I'm fighting like Sandstorm or Sunny Day pets. So yeah, if you have an idea for a third pet I could use instead of the Nightshade Sproutling, let me know. What I really wanted was something with a weather ability and a decoy breaker, because I have no weather or decoy breaker on this team with these two pets. And the first thing I thought is, well, the classic go-to pet that has a decoy breaker and a weather ability. Oh, where is he? Well, Anomalous is one, and actually Anomalous would be a decent because you have the Foul Wing Buzzer, but of course is the Bone Serpent. But yeah, I hate the Bone Serpent. I don't know. It's really good. It has literally everything I'm ever looking for. It has a weather changer and a decoy breaker. I just have like PTSD from queuing into it so much. I don't want to encourage my bracket to play this pet, so I use the Nightshade Sproutling instead. He's almost as good. You could say the Nightshade Sproutling's even better, but I think the Bone Serpent's more OP because Yeah, I don't know. The Nightshade Sproutling's just more interesting to me. There's like a lot of mind games that go into, or am I going to Blinding Poison? Do I hold it? Um, Whereas with the Bone Serpent, it's basically just an RNG shit show. Like, oh, I hope my Bone Barrages don't miss. Ah, I missed. Well, I lost because of RNG. Or, oh, they all landed and it was just too much damage for my opponent to have any chance versus the Bone Serpent's just very, very, very difficult to counter. I think the best counter is probably an Alpine Foxling or maybe an eventual Porcupet. But both of those pets are very hard countered by idols, so I don't play them that much. Obviously, a rabbit is probably the perfect counter to the Bone Serpent, but yeah, rabbits do even worse versus Sandstorm because they just have such low attack power. I'm not sure how I feel like they should nerf the Bone Serpent because they already did, right? He used to have Nocturnal Strike and he was even more broken then. Um, I don't know. It's just Bone Barrage plus Call Darkness. Just in 3 turns, you can do an average pet's health, and it's basically unavoidable, and it counters Bubble and Decoy, and changes the weather, and nerfs healing, and is strong versus humanoids. Like, even if it's a beast pet, you'll still probably kill him with just 3 turns. Maybe they just need to like nerf Bone Barrage, make it code it like um what is Cobble Shell's ability? Rock Barrage? And give it a 2-round cooldown. He'd still be OP, but at least then he couldn't just spam Bone Barrage every other turn. I don't know. Oh, I don't think I'd be too sad if they made it so you had to pick between. See, I feel like I would rather deal with Bone Serpents that are running Nocturnal Strike and Call Darkness than Bone Barrage and Call Darkness. Because Bone Barrage is just harder to counter because most Darkness pets get shut down by Decoy, but then, oh, you have Bone Barrage, and then, you know, that strategy doesn't work, and he takes weak damage from the MPD. He's just a perfect counter to the MPD in almost every way except that he's slightly slower, but it just doesn't matter. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Overpowered pet. Very toxic. I hate the Bone Serpent, but he is very strong. So that's why I played the Nightshade Spratling. Anyways, I've been rambling for like 3 hours, haven't I? I'm going to go ahead and end the video there, and I'll see you on the next one. Hope you all enjoyed the video.